It just gets worse for you, big boy!
This is embarrassing. Please, stay down.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. For this list, we're looking at big screen bone breaks that were so gruesome, they caused a serious sympathy pain. Given the deaths involved in this list, a major spoiler alert is in effect.
No, if they caught them, they had to make sure they could go on working, but they also had to make sure they could never run away.
Number 10, Ralston versus a rock, 127 hours.
Blue John Canyon. Guidebook says 4.5 hours to the big drop rappel. I aim to take 45 minutes off that.
Ever heard the saying, stuck between a rock and a hard place? Well, that described Aaron Ralston's journey a bit too literally. When a canyoneering trek goes wrong, he's left with dwindling supplies, no help on the way, and an arm pinned under a giant rock.
This rock has been waiting for me my entire life.
127 hours later, he decides the only way out is to leave his arm behind. And this James Franco biopic doesn't shy away from any of it. It fully presents the reality of losing a limb. Let's just say this scene single-handedly gives 127 hours its R rating. Number 9, Quicksilver's Last Race, X-Men Apocalypse.
Charles, I know you can hear me. We're still connected.
Not even Pietro Maximoff can outrun a god. Although, to be fair, Apocalypse totally cheated. After Quicksilver lands a few early blows, the mutant overlord slows him down by altering the ground itself. But that just holds him in place for the real main event. With a single wince-inducing strike, Apocalypse leaves one of Quicksilver's legs pointing the wrong way.
This child.
The movie graciously spares us from a gory close-up, but the ear-bleeding sound effects still get the point across. Mutant or not, it's gonna be a while before Pietro can run on that leg again.
You know, for a guy who moves as fast as me, I always seem to be too late.
Let's hope not this time.
Number 8, Esther's Self-Break, Orphan.
Daddy!
What is it, honey?
My arm's still hurt.
In order to frame her adoptive mother for parental violence, Esther decides to start breaking things, starting with her own arm. Without getting into the gruesome details, it involves a gag, a vice, and enough close-ups to leave you watching through your fingers. On principle, seeing someone's arm crushed isn't exactly easy viewing, but Esther's dementive motive brings it to a whole other level of disturbing. After all, if this is what she's willing to do to herself, who knows what she'll do to her victims? Regardless, no one can say this orphan isn't dedicated to the cause.
Broke her arm.
It's impossible. I didn't grab her that hard.
She wants to sleep in here tonight.
Number 7, Deckard's Fingers, Blade Runner.
Not very sporting to fire on an unarmed opponent.
After chasing the deadly android Roy to an apartment, Deckard quickly realizes he's the one being hunted. Once he kills Roy's fellow android Pris, Deckard is shaking with fear and pain as Roy stalks him. Taunting him using the echo of the building, Roy punches through a wall, pulling Deckard's hand to the other side.
Proud of yourself, little man.
Roy starts breaking one of Deckard's fingers for each friend that he's killed. Each crunch is made worse by Deckard's bulging eyes and visceral reactions. When he finally gets his gun back, Deckard's fingers are so mangled, he decides to switch hands.
Come on, Deckard. I'm right here, but you've got to shoot straight.
Number 6, Don't Look at Me, Old.
It's best to focus on specifics in the present in unsettling situations. Like breathing.
What's happening to us?
While trapped on a beach that accelerates time, poor Crystal has no choice but to sit, wait, and suffer. As the years pass and hours, her weakened bones begin to rupture. Then all at once, Old goes full body horror, with stomach-churning results. The scene is so sickening, even Crystal herself begs for everyone to look away.
Don't look at me! Turn off the light!
Well, you don't have to tell us twice. Then again, anyone familiar with M. Night Shyamalan's work should have known a moment like this was coming. If Elijah's brutal fall in Unbreakable is any indication, no one does a bone-breaking scene quite like Shyamalan. Number 5, Elevator Attack, Drive.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Can't talk, I have to go.
Can I just walk with you for...
it finally seems as if our unnamed driver has found a little respite from all the chaos. However, when he notices that the other man in the elevator intends to attack, he takes the opportunity to share one fleeting moment with Irene in the form of a kiss, before engaging with the hitman. Before the assassin can get up, the driver begins stomping down on the hitman's head in anger. This sequence is bad enough without the visuals thanks to the wet sound of each kick, but Irene's shocked face tells us all we need to know. Number 4. Fighting Colossus, Deadpool.
That does it! Oh! 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 Canada!
Interrupted by Colossus during his highway killing spree, Deadpool decides to give the Metal Man a piece of his mind. As Colossus begs Wade to stop hurting himself, Deadpool's attempt at a crotch shot leads to equally pitiful results.
Oh, your poor wife!
Comparing his limp wrist to a T-Rex, he destroys his foot in one last kick at the 70-ton Tin Man. It's as hilarious as it is cringe-inducing, but hey, at least his pain proves enough to make Negasonic Teenage Warhead crack a smile.
Oh! I promise this gets worse for you!
Number 3. The Rack, Saw 3.
In your head, he is a cipher. A symbol of your life changing. A symbol of death.
Somehow, despite all of the torture traps we've witnessed courtesy of Jigsaw over the years, Splinter bones still make us squirm the most. With his son's killer trapped in one of Jigsaw's contraptions, Jeff has to act quickly to do the right thing.
His name is Timothy Young. He's 27 years old, a medical student, with a mother and a father just like you.
As the driver's arms are slowly rotated in the mechanical rack, Jeff sees each bone crack violently before his eyes. Eventually taking the high road, Jeff tries to get the key to free the killer. Sadly, he's far too late.
Ever wonder how far the arm can twist?
Number 2. Cheater's Justice, Casino.
And that's just what these hustlers look for. They cruise from casino to casino looking for weak dealers the way lions look for weak antelope.
When he catches some cheaters in his Las Vegas casino, Sam decides to set them straight. After zapping one at a table, security brings him to a back room for some intense questioning.
I wanted everybody to know that things were changed around here.
Spotting the wire on his leg, security splays his hands out on the table and pulls out a circular saw before Sam starts prying. Discovering the cheater is actually right-handed, Sam decides to make an example of him. Needless to say, his partner doesn't need to be asked twice to leave and never come back.
Throw him out in the alley and just tell the cops he got hit by a car.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Not even magic can make this boneless spell easy to watch. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Brachiam. Emendo! Ah, yes. Well, that can sometimes happen.
T-800 teaches a thug to not play with sharp objects. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Oh, pull down! Pull down! Oh, pull down!
Hey, at least Hatcher left them their other wrist, marked for death.
Ready, you ready?
Candace isn't that flexible. Final Destination 5.
I came as soon as I heard. She was doing great. She was almost finished with her routine, and then...
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Hobbling, Misery.
You've been out of your room.
No, I haven't.
Trapped in the house of his dangerously obsessed fan Annie Wilkes, author Paul Sheldon does all he can to try and escape. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done, and Annie soon realizes he's been sneaking out of his room. Presenting him with all her evidence of his excursions, Annie explains to Paul how she intends to keep him from wandering.
Shh, darling. Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Claiming Paul just needs more time to get used to his new home, she describes the haunting practice of hobbling. She places a block between Paul's legs, picks up a sledgehammer, and proceeds to demonstrate on both of Paul's ankles, creepily declaring her love for Paul moments later. Talk about a tough break.
God, I love you.
Which body-breaking scene made you wince the most? Let us know in the comments below.
We need to take you to the hospital.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.